Welcome to Comfort Havoc number 2. My name is Echo Fan Grey Wolf. This is my last video for tonight. I want to talk about some shit that's been happening on TikTok with indigenous erasure. Y'all already know that I made videos about this before. And I just want to put it out there because I am tired of having a small group of black people going around telling natives that they are not native. As a person who is part black, part native, and part white, I am probably the best spokesperson for this job just due to the fact that there are some black people that aren't doing this shit. But there's a tiny group of black people who want to dissociate themselves from being black because they don't want to be the descendants of slaves. I have no proof that I am not the descendant of slaves. I came to accept that a very, very long time ago at the age of 49. I know that it's highly possible that at least one or two of my ancestors were slaves or slave owners. And I'm going to explain that. See, my dad's dad was black and his last name is Williams. My dad's mom was native. Her last name was Ford. F-O-R-D, Ford. That's not a native last name. But natives also had to take European last names at some point at some time. I do not know when, but they did. And we are going to Google that before this video is over. My mom's dad was mixed, but he was white passing. Alright? My mom's mom is either native or mixed native. We don't know because she was adopted and raised black. And so both sides of my family chose to raise us as black. Now, I personally did not know that I was part native until the 5th grade when my teacher, Miss Conrad, pointed that out. I got an ass whooping for trying to carve 13 bars of soap into some canoes, and I had to wash those 13 bars of crumbs. I took the best 3 bars of soap to school. After that beating I got, but you know, this is the 70s and 80s. We got beatings. You know, come hella high water, we got beatings. And the thing is, you know, no matter how you slice it, tail whippings was a thing. And I've never been to jail. I've been handcuffed twice, but I've never been to jail. So, that being said, you know, as a mixed child, I was always called zebra, half-breed, and other racial derivatives as I grew up. And I was called Tonto, and at work somebody called me a chief, which is highly offensive because I do not descend from chiefs. I do descend from female natives, but I don't descend from male natives as far as I know. So, that's an issue. Now, once I get this genealogy stuff done, all this shit's going to happen after March, because then I'll be back on top of getting money and shit straight to do that shit, and saving up for the next GalaxyCon, providing that I don't die before the March 2024 gets here. And hopefully by then, I will be a featured event versus just participating in running a table for my bro. But, you know, I don't like having to pick sides. I really don't. Not when it comes to my race and my culture. However, when both of your cultures are at war, you can't sit back idly and do nothing. So again, let me explain myself. I've made this abundantly clear on TikTok, so I better make it abundantly clear on YouTube. I stand with my native family. I stand with natives on TikTok. I do not stand with the black people who are doing indigenous erasure. And as for the black people who are not doing indigenous erasure, we're good. Step aside. Either step up and help us with the natives, or step the hell out the way, because you might get trampled in the process. I send warnings, not invitations. I make that abundantly clear. You guys have seen my videos, and I may look like I suck to some of you, but I can almost promise you, to the people who think that my martial arts sucks, I can guarantee you, you're not going to show up at my front door and think you're going to do something stupid. Because trust me when I tell you, there's 2 things that's going to happen. I can, 1, call the police when you get there, or I can, 2, fuck your shit up and then call the police. But if you want to come all the way across town or across the state or across the country to prove that I suck, you're asking for a funeral. Like, if you do that to anybody, you're literally asking for a funeral. And you can't just go up to somebody and shoot them because you think that, you know, they suck. No. You don't see me teaching disarmament up on this bitch, like talking about it. I'll teach it, but I don't have a partner to show you how to do it correctly. I show you what not to do. I tell you what not to do. You don't step towards the inside of a fucking rifle, you step to the outside. And when I say rifle, I mean pew pew handgun. Because if you get to the outside, everything over here is in the dead zone. If you get into the inside, they have a left hand. The world's predominantly right-handed. So if you pull your right hand, and I'm right in here, nothing's going to stop you from beating the shit out of me with your right hand while I'm trying to engage this hand to make sure that I don't get shot. So I'm still going to get pommeled. And if I don't hang on to this hand with this gun while you're pommeling me, I'm going to die. Which is why I step to the outside. I have every intention on breaking this arm, taking your weapon, and I'm going to shoot your kneecaps. I'm not going to kill you. I'm just going to make you wish you were dead. And depending on what firearm you bring, if you bring a 44 and I shoot you in your kneecaps and you have no more legs, the only person you have to blame is you. Because here's what's going to happen. I'm going to shoot you with your own handgun. And then I'm going to wait for the cops. And I'm going to tell them that you need to hurry up and get here because he's going to be bleeding out really, really quickly because I shot him in his goddamn kneecaps with his own fucking gun. And this idiot bought a 44 Magnum or a 357. And we all know what those things can do. And if you don't, you should probably go find some of those videos. And then you'll know. Those are not the guns you want to get shot with. No one really wants to get shot, but don't do anything stupid and you won't have to. Now, on a closing note, I wish the world could get along. I wish the world could be at peace and the only violence exists would be in stories and movies because the world would be a much better place if that's the only place that you got violence. In a story or in a movie, you can tell the story, you can put food, and you can make the movie progress. But in real life, violence is not a joke, it is not a toy, it is not a game. And you go to violence with the right person, you don't come home. Keep that shit in mind before you idiots get some raw hair up your ass and decide to go and attack somebody that you've seen on the internet. Because it's not going to work out like you have it in your head. It's not. And I know the first thing people are thinking, well, it's not going to work out like you have it in your head, Echo. Here's the thing. Yes, it is. Because if you've come all the way across the state, to state, to state, to state, or come all the way across the city to come and fight me when you have video proof that I know what the fuck I'm doing, it's going to work out in my favor because I'm always expecting some idiot to come and attack me. Now, I've been in fights before, like real fights, not professional fights, real fights. I've been jumped on my job before, and they didn't get the fucking victory on that either. So, yeah, I took the fucking W. You know why I took the W? Because they thought that they could beat me because I was small. Size of your opponent is very important. The size of your opponent is this much. Why did I say that? Because I've always been the small guy. And people who are bigger than me have always found out the hard way that, oh, dynamite comes in small packages too. But here's the fun thing. The smaller the dynamite, the bigger the boom. That being said, I'm Echo Fan Grey Wolf. This is Comfort Havoc number 2. We seeing you.